So, as of late, the Yankees have been linked to Freddie Freeman, the star first baseman of the Atlanta Braves, a franchise icon, World Series champion, and MVP, one of the best players in the sport, and someone that the Yankees could greatly benefit from adding to their team. With his ability to hit from the left-handed side and do so extremely well, he is someone that the Yankees would see a great increase in their offensive output with. Now, does that mean that the Yankees necessarily need to get Freddie Freeman to see the only first base option? No, there's Matt Olson out there, and he's a trade target, and he's younger, so there is discussions to be had about whether Matt Olson's the better player to get. But there is also discussion to be had about whether you'd rather spend money instead of trading prospects. And we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk mainly about Freddie Freeman. This isn't a Matt Olson versus Freddie Freeman thing. This is more of just a Freddie Freeman video. And so with that being said, I'm Ryan from Fireside Yankees. You guys know me on Twitter at Ryan Garcia ESM. You guys know to follow at Fireside Yankees on Twitter and to check out Empire Sports Media for all your New York sports content. Without further ado, let's get into today's video.
That one's in deep to left field.
And Schultz cashes in.
Got him. Oh, what a play.
Stanton forward again.
Here comes Wade. Here's the throw. He's safe.
So Freddie Freeman was very, very good in 2021, which is kind of expected at this point. He's a really good player, the face of a franchise, arguably. With a 135 WRC plus, 4.5 F4, he had a 416 expected on base average, which is really, really good because that's quality of contact, and that means his quality of contact is like top 10 in all of baseball, which is something you really like to see. Now, xWOBA isn't as predictive in terms of like, you look at a guy's xWOBA and say, oh, that will be his WOBA next year. WOBA being weighted on base average, that's just all-encompassing offensive metric. You're not going to see that type of it's not going to translate to him having a 416 weighted on base average, but it does mean that he is getting good quality of contact. And then when you look at his projections, he does project very well. A 140 WRC plus, 29 home runs, 902 OPS, 4.5 F4. These are the kind of numbers you like to see from a guy that you're going to give a contract to if you do, in fact, give him that contract. Really good offensive player, really, really good. And I think that offensive skill set will age well. He does have really good bat to ball skills. He has amazing plate discipline. He does hit the ball very, very hard. He's one of those guys where, projections really like him going forward. Even by the time he's 3 years into his contract, he still projects to be one of the best offensive first basemen in base. I believe he's projected at an above 360 weighted on base average in year 3 of his contract. And that's with Zips using a heavy aging curve. So again, that's a pretty good, that's good. You like that. You're happy with that. And then as for, a potential contract for him, you would see maybe a 6-year deal. I think 150 may get it done. The Braves are offering a 135 for 5 years. He really wants that 6-year. If you give him that 6-year and some extra money, I think that could get it done. Don't know how the Dodgers are going to look in that bidding rate war. Maybe they drive up the price. There is a price in which you just stop bidding and you're like, nah, you're just go trade for Matt Olson. And if that's what ends up happening, that's fine. I don't know how much Freddie Freeman is willing to settle for. I don't know how much Freddie Freeman exactly wants. And I don't know how badly Freddie Freeman wants to stay a Brave. So those are all factors that you can't really anticipate. So I assume that the minimum is 6 for 150. I don't think he gets any lower than that. And I think it probably tops out at 6 for 180. So those are some potential contract ranges for you. As for, whether he fits in Yankee Stadium, that's a no-brainer. I mean, I'm going to put up the spray chart for him in 2021, but I really don't think I have to mention much. He's a left-handed hitter who hits the ball in the air a lot, and put him in Yankee Stadium, that would work very well for him. I don't really think I need to say much more. The defensive value's there. The problem only is just, are you willing to invest financially in first base and risk not having that financial resource to invest in shortstop in the same free agency? Or would you just rather go out and trade for first baseman keep Luke Voigt there, or whatever you'd like to do? So let me know what you guys think. I don't know how I feel about Freddie Freeman in terms of like whether I think the Yankees should definitely go after him, or whether I think there are better options out there. I definitely think that if the Yankees get him, they are a much better team. That is no doubt. Like, they are a much better team with Freddie Freeman on the roster than without Freddie Freeman on the roster. But they also need a shortstop very badly. They need a third baseman still. They would like to address the outfield probably, and maybe get some stability in the rotation. So who knows? With that being said, that'll wrap up today's video. Let me know what you guys think about Freddie Freeman. I know that there are a lot of fans who love Freddie Freeman and would love to see him in pinstripe. So if you guys are enthusiastic about Freeman, let me know in the comments below if you really want him. And if you just don't want him, let me know why as well. You guys know where to find me on Twitter at RyanGarciaSM. You guys know to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Ryan out.
Listen close, what is this? Is it heartbreak? Is it truly what it feels like? What it sound like? When it's truly at the sharp teeth in the chest, cancer all in the breast, and the feet and the bruise. Feeling like a pawn to the degree that he's fools, but I never been a piece of the evil in the room, but he's tricked. This what they mask, I presume. I'm telling if I got a load, I swear I resume on my conquest.